Hi there, and welcome to Ambitious Single Moms Stories of Strength and Success. I'm Sonja from Your Success Story Single Mom Level Up Edition, and I'm thrilled to have you here with us today. I'm a mother of 3 wonderful daughters, and when my husband separated from me in 2017, he moved out on a Sunday, and the next morning my mother died unexpectedly. During this time, I was although in the middle of chemotherapy. Suddenly, I'm all alone with 3 small children. As a single mom and a businesswoman, I know firsthand how challenging and rewarding this journey can be. When I first became a single mom, I felt overwhelmed and uncertain about the future. But through support and consistency, I've managed to build a life that I'm proud of, both for myself and my 3 children. This podcast is all about celebrating the incredible stories of ambitious single moms who are not only raising their children with love and dedication, but also pursuing their dreams and building successful businesses. Each episode, we will dive into their journeys, exploring the heights and lows, the lessons learned, and the strategies they've used to overcome challenges. My goal is to inspire, motivate, and provide valuable insights for all the amazing single moms out there who are striving to create a better future for themselves and their families. Remember, you are not alone on this journey, and there are endless possibilities when you take charge of your life. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Ambitious Single Moms Stories of Strength and Success. My name is Sonja Schütze and I'm your host, and I'm beyond excited to have my today's guest here today because we are talking about a special topic. Hello, Marianne Schütze.
Hello, Sonja. Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. How are you?
I'm doing very good today. I'm in a very good mood.
Fantastic. So where are you tuning in?
I'm tuning in from Denmark. I live in
Amazing.
the northern part of Denmark right now, yes.
Amazing. So yeah, we've known each other for some time now, and I'm very happy that I was able to ask you to talk about that specific topic, because I think that so many women have doubts and feel uncomfortable and have so many different feelings about divorce, separation, and let's keep it excited. So let's start with how many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids.
Okay, and for how long have you now been separated or divorced?
A little bit more than 2 years.
Okay.
2 years and 3 months. Yeah.
Oh, 2 years and 3 months. Good. So I would like to talk about because you decided to leave, and not only to leave your husband, but also to leave your kids behind. And thank you that you are prepared to talk about that. I had some moments where I would have where I wanted to leave as well and leave everything behind, but I still wouldn't be able to do that. And that's you had a lot of courage to do that. And so how did you feel leaving?
I would say, first of all, that I never really felt like I was leaving my kids, because it was never about my kids. And for me, it was more about I was choosing something else. I wasn't really leaving something. I was more like choosing something else, because I was actually, maybe, it sounds a little bit strange, but I was not unhappy with where I was. I was just not happy. So you can be, in between, not unhappy, but you're not happy. So that's still not, for me at least, the type of life quality that I want. So when I found a way how I could achieve that, I saw it more like I'm choosing something, I'm adding something to my life, I'm replacing something And it was only in towards to my husband back then. It was not really, I never really included my kids in that decision because I knew that if I did that, I'd probably not be able to make it. So
Mm.
I would say that I was more like I was choosing something. I was not leaving my kids behind more than ever. I really, felt closer to them. But I was more like choosing myself. I was choosing the life that I want. And yeah, we can dive a little bit deeper into that. But I would say that's first of all, maybe that can help somebody out there who's considering that. Don't really put it like you're leaving your kids because you can never leave your kids. Anyways.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's so. I've never thought about it like that, and thank you that you point this out. And I would like to talk about it a bit deeper in the end. Um, and yeah, I think that helps a lot of women because we always think it's about the kids and that we are leaving them behind, but it's all about us
Mhm.
and making a new decision. But did the relationship to your kids change?
Yeah, it did change because first of all, I had to tell them about what was the situation, and I agreed with my husband that we will tell them everything about, what was the case with everything, so they didn't have to go around and wonder, what's actually going on and what's the reason behind. We were, just very open, both of us, about how this came around. So in this way, our relationship became very close, very transparent. And of course, it also changed in the way that I moved to another country. So back then we lived in Sweden and I decided to move to Spain. And so by doing that, I would say that was the biggest challenge because I never knew when I could see them. They were 15 and 17 back then. So I knew that I could not force them into like a 7-7 deal anyways. I never wanted to ask them for that. So, but by me moving to another country, I knew that there was a huge risk that at least just how often I would see them would change. I knew that already. And what else could be, a consequence of that. But I just never really allowed myself to think about that. I would say in general, that's how I live my life. I don't really concentrate on thinking about things that I know probably what I will end up, feeling about that. So I just focused on I will create a great relationship. I will, become a better mom by becoming a better me. And that was the whole point of why I chose that decision. I want to choose me. And I know for, being a mom, you just see yourself as a mom. But I want really the women to remember there's somebody before they are mom. And that
Mm.
somebody is the most important to think about, not being a mom. That's when you're happy, your kids are also happy. Even the setup may be very different.
Yeah, it all comes
Yeah.
back to you're not only a mom, but also
No.
a woman,
Yes.
a lady,
And
and there's so much more. And I think it's the circumstances,
Mhm.
the thinking of all the other people, of all the structures we have in the
Mhm.
world that makes us moms think after becoming a mom that we are just a mom.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that you had friends or people in your surrounding who have the same thinking. Or did
Yes.
you experience that? Because I guess that's a big fear of people, not only women, also men, of course, when they leave.
Mhm.
I think they have same issues when they decide to leave, maybe also to another country. What will other people think about me
Mhm.
and the situation?
I would say that because of my personal development journey, I already had passed that point where I'm really very much, concerned about other people's opinion. So it was not really so much about that, but I do remember when I called my parents, they were divorced, and I called first my mom and then my dad, but they actually supported me.
Mhm.
They told me, they will back me up whatever decision I make. I think because they know me, I'm not just spontaneous, coming up with such, decision. It's heartfelt and it's I have thought about it, but not more than, I'm just really following my heart, I would say, more than I was thinking about it. But they know me and they know my relationship to my kids. So if I choose that, they'll support that. But I would say friends, they had absolutely no understanding, not at all. Even one of my brothers, he was like, "What are you seriously doing?" And but I was not up for defending myself. I didn't have that need. I just let them know, hey, this is what's going to happen, and I'm doing it. I'm not asking you for your permission. I'm telling you what I have decided, and this is how it's going to be. So I was not really open for discussion. I'm not really a type, I guess you know me as well for that. I'm never really asking for something where I'm not willing to follow the answer. So I didn't ask nobody for, what their perception was. I just followed my own heart.
So I guess that you are already a few steps in front of so many other ladies, because most of the women doubt that they can make such a decision, and it's all about making a decision, and that we really, because most of the time we overthink, and then we start doubting, did we do the right thing? And then we want the husband back, and we want everything to be nice and everything. So what would you suggest or suppose to a woman who is struggling right now and feeling unhappy as well in her life?
I would say that, or at least my expectation is that most women, they do know inside what they really want. I meet sometimes women who say that they don't know it, and for me, I'm not really buying into that, because I know we all know what we want. It's just we are too scared to maybe express it, and after that, we're even more scared to do it. But there's no way out of doing it, because if you're not doing it, you're showing your kids that you need to just live with something. And that's actually what I told my kids. I told them the facts about the situation because I met somebody else. And I also told them, every day, like, I'm teaching women how to follow their heart, how to do the things that they really want. And I cannot say that if I'm not doing it. So I showed them that I'm authentic in what I do. And I want them to understand that I want that for them too. And if I just say it and I don't show it, they do what you do, they don't do what you say. So they see what you're doing. They know you're unhappy. I would say my kids never knew if I was unhappy, because I wasn't really unhappy. I was just like not happy. So for them, it was a shock, of course. But they understand my, explanation. And I think the women out there who are doubting right now, why are you doubting? Because you know what you want and you must follow. You're showing your kids, if you have kids around you, that you should suffer. For what? You only live right now. You're programming them something that they need to deal with later.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really happy that I showed my kids, hey, you know what? If something happens like this, you must make a decision. And, I'm really happy now. It's even only 2 years. It feels sometimes like 5 because I have grown so much in this time. I would not say it has been easy to do it. The decision for me was actually easy, but then practicing it afterwards, that has been a journey.
Yes, because I think there are so many influences from outside, also the kids not understanding maybe in the beginning, also you explained, and then all the other people, and then I guess maybe you also cried and felt a bit heartache or something like that. So I think it's normal that you have these feelings, because of course you missed your kids, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was the hardest part, because they stayed in Sweden for a period of time. So every time I should see them, I flew either from Spain to Denmark. If they were in Denmark, I would see them there. If not, I will go to Sweden. And we had 1-2 weeks together, pretty intense. And after that, I didn't know when was the next time. So where other, divorced, maybe they know on a schedule, they need to be without their kids 7 days. Okay, they can deal with that because they know they will see them again. I never knew, because I didn't have no system or no structure, no decision made, because we didn't want, anybody from any outside circumstances to help us with set up such a deal, because we can do that. But still, I never knew if they told me, yes, next time you're not granted your kids' time, you need to really earn it. And that's what I have learned, that I must earn my kids' time. I cannot take them for granted no more, like I did when I, was with them every day. You don't really think too much about how lucky you are to be with your kids every day. They're just there. But when they're not, you realize, oh, actually, what are you missing? And what could they be missing? Something they are for sure not missing about you. You can leave that out. But when you're
That's
together,
a good point,
yeah.
Because it's not only with the kids, but with everything we have in life. We don't really see what we have until we don't have it anymore.
No.
So how often do we say, the kids, I wish I had no kids, or they were like this or that, or would behave better, and we're always not satisfied with them. But
Yeah,
when they're gone, then
it's different.
it's
Trust me.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when it comes to that, I would say that how I really was able to get back into their life was that I was providing all the small things that probably before I would never have paid any attention to. So everything from, hey, I need a new water bottle. Okay, I'll bring it the next day. I went to the house with that, or they had a doubt about doing something. Hey, let's sit down and talk about it. Or they needed to, book or buy something. Hey, let me help you with that. Where before I would probably have said, hey, you're old enough to do that, or you can fix it yourself. Maybe I didn't say it, but that was what I was thinking. So that was my way back, because I remember my daughter said after the first couple of times we met again, she said, I need to get used to you again.
Yes.
And that really hit me hard, and it still makes me feel like, oh, yeah. But that was the truth. It was facts. So I could not say anything to that. That was reality. Everybody needs to get used to each other again, since we had been apart for a period of time.
Yes, because now you're living in Denmark again with your
Yes.
kids.
Yeah.
Together with your kids.
I see my daughter every day, but they don't live with me. I have lived here now 1 year, and they live 5 minutes away. Now my son moved out, so he's not at home with his dad anymore. So it's only my daughter living with her dad. But it's 5 minutes in between us, so I see her almost every single day, 5 to 6 times a week, which I'm happy about. And of course, sometimes I wish she would live here, but I cannot force my needs onto her. She already showed me so much love from, allowing me in her life again. So I cannot push her to tell her she needs to be here every day or sleep here a couple of times a week. No, that's not good. That's not that type of mom I want to be. Desperate.
Yeah, because you also started living her own life.
Yeah.
And yeah,
She's
everybody
18 now. She has her own life. She should have her own life. I should not be the most important person in her life right now.
Yeah.
Then I have failed my parenthood, I would say.
So it's amazing that you are supporting her, and I think that's what we are here for, to support and not to live their lives. Because most of the time we think we have to take everything from them, so they don't struggle too much.
They need to have an easy life, but there's no easy life. If you want to give them an easy life now, it will just be hard later, because there will be no mom later on. So you want to create an independent, individuals who can think and act on their own, and not constantly consulting you as a parent for everything that happens in their life. That's at least what I have been practicing. And I see that now it has turned out both of my kids, they are really a lot, independent, but they still know when to consult for certain things. But most of the things every day, they take care of that. I don't have to ask constantly, follow up, what have you done, this and this. They report it to me if, anything. So that's really good. I'm very blessed with that. It all turned out very good.
Sounds nice. Yes, great. So now you have already been in personal development before. Is that something you would advise other women to start with as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because again, how you are as a person, that's how you become as a mom. That's how, you show your kids about life. When you know more about you, you are able to develop the things that, you can become a better person and not just a better mom. So it's not about you becoming a better mom. I know so many women, they really I want to be the best mom. Let me encourage you to become the best you.
Yeah.
Because then whatever else you're doing, you become better at that. I have become a way better mom by investing into myself, getting to know myself, having a mentor also showing me my blind spots that I didn't really want to face.
Yeah.
And, you can either just excuse yourself or change. And showing your kids that, hey, I'm not flawless. I have my things. I'm working on them. It shows them as well that, you cannot just say, hey, this is who I am. No.
Yeah, I've learned that as well. And I also learned it's okay to cry in front of your kids and say, no, today is not everything perfect.
Yeah.
I have this or that need and it's not fulfilled, and I'm feeling, like this or that. It's important because we are a role model, as you already said.
Yeah.
So many other women on the podcast also stated they are a role model. And what do you want to show your kids? They
Yeah,
are in
when you say
similar
that about
situation.
When you say about crying, I was just thinking about a couple of situations where I did start crying a little bit, and where they were both like, looking like, Mom, are you now again crying? And I did that in the beginning a couple of times, and I really felt very uncomfortable about that, because I didn't know if they actually thought that I was sorry in some way, because I was the one making the decision. But I was happy to show them, even I made the decision. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy, but so it's important to be transparent, but at the same time, I also did make some boundaries, because I traveled to Denmark to meet them. And sometimes they were just like, let's see, when we can meet, maybe on Tuesday, maybe on Friday, and then, spend all this money and taking out the time from my business to be with them 2 weeks. And then, when it happened the second time, I had to tell them, hey, you know what? We need to set some clear, appointments. Even, I was like on the low hand, if you can say so. I just need to accept what they bring me. I was still like, hey, this is not okay. I'm your mom. I came all this way. We want to spend some time. You need to assign some time in your calendar when I'm here. And even that, I would say, it was a little tough, because I was like, can I really do that? Should I just accept whatever? But I'm not a person who's just accepting whatever. And they already know me from that, so for the women also, maybe, when you're with your kids, don't just accept everything because you may be the person who decided to get a divorce. You should not be a victim
Yes.
of that decision. You need to empower yourself with the decision, not become a victim of it. And then you think you owe your kids something. Nobody owes nobody nothing. That's really my point of view. You become weak and not a great mom if you put yourself in that position.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
that's
that sounds a little tough, but that's really, how I look at it.
yeah, that's correct. And yeah, the victim topic, that's very important, because I guess most of the parents feel like a victim and thinking that they owe something to their kids, because and that's what you see, what you can see very often, that kids get so many presents and this and that they can allow themselves everything, because the parents feel guilty. But as you said, there is no need to feel guilty, because we have to take care of ourselves. And I always use the example of, you have to fill your cup before you can pour to someone else. And if you're not happy as a mom or even as a dad, it's of course also the dads, if you are not happy with your life, how can you show a good life and give the best you to your kids?
And I would say, compared to previous, where I didn't really give my kids so much attention, because I was always working a lot, even I was working from home. So now I'm realizing, it's not about the money, it's not about the gift that I'm giving them. It's me giving me their time, and as well solving their everyday issues. Because if I compare, let's say, with my ex or somebody else, they're able to probably give their kids something more than I'm giving them on a material base. But what I'm really good at, and I know that women are good at, we are good nurturers. So we hear what they're saying, also what they're not saying. So we can fix all the small things that doesn't really cost the money. It costs the attention and the time. And I have seen from my kids that that's what they value even more, because taking time and effort out of your schedule is more appreciated than what you can just buy with money. So even for that part as well, if you're struggling financially, it's not about that. Your kids don't care nothing about that.
No.
It's about small things every day, showing them. You can, write them on a piece of paper something. You can bring them an apple with it's not about that. You can express so many things that you cannot buy. So.
And the more aware you are about what your kids need, because sometimes one of my daughters asks me something and I say, oh, I already did it, and I can see the smile and how happy they are, but I can only do that because I know them and I know what's going on in their life, and I think that's what it's about. Yes, it's true.
Yeah, that's where I would say, have a natural gift as moms, as nurturers. We know what's going on even before the kids sometimes know it, and giving them the room to express something, and ask them certain questions for them to also tell you what they really need or where they're confused, or, so we can fill that room.
But I guess
yeah,
it's important that the women, the moms, don't think they have to take care of all issues and
Oh, yes.
do everything. So I think that's very important that we separate this, being aware of very special needs and what is really needed at the moment, and of doing everything, cleaning up behind them and everything, and doing everything in the household. No, that's something else.
That's something very different. And even with the other small things, you know, that because you know about it, it doesn't mean that you just have to go out and do it immediately. But then when later your kids express it, you should just feel good about yourself that you already found that out. You already realized that need even without them expressing it. So you just know that you are in tune with your kids. You don't have to constantly volunteer and be ahead of your kids' the needs. That's not good. That's when you really make them, you know, not a good favor. But just knowing that you actually knew about that already, even they didn't tell you, that's good.
Yeah, that's true. So you have the Level Up Society. That's a community for ladies only to develop themselves, to level up. So what do you suggest to these women? Where should they start?
I think they should start exactly becoming a part of an environment, a community with other women, because they will see that it's not something bad. We have so much, you know, bad experience with becoming in a group with other women. But when you're in a group with other women who decided to change their life, that's when you get a lot of support, a day-to-day support, and also somebody else that you can look up to and get inspired from, and who will cheer on you and celebrate you and, you know, make you really feel good about yourself and what you do. And of course, you will learn about yourself and you will take more action towards what you want, and it will make you happy, and your kids will see you more happy, and it's going to be a positive, you know, cycle that you are beginning. So I know this community really has helped already a lot of women to grow and learn about themselves, and we laugh a lot, and it's not in that serious way. It's like an education. It's more like a lifestyle community where you grow and learn and develop. So yeah, absolutely. It's open for every woman who's ready to learn.
So maybe you can move a bit. It's Level Up. And on the other side, levelupsociety.net, where people can reach you. Amazing. Yes. So yeah, it's so important to have the right people around you that support you, that lift you up, and that help you to lift you up, because you have to do the work, but you need the right energy and the people that surround you, and not like when you left, for example, the people from the outside, they had opinions on you and everything. So we encounter that everywhere, but in your community, the focus is on leveling up and supporting each other.
Yeah, it's no judgment or anything that you may have received from, you know, outside family or friends. And it has consequences when you're getting divorced, that somebody will choose, you know, your ex, or somebody will choose you, or maybe you will not choose somebody. So you need to replace those relationships. And I know a lot of the ladies, they call it their new family, because you really get very close. So if you're looking for something, you know, to support you, absolutely, I'd love to welcome you.
Amazing. So do you have last words for the ladies who are in a similar situation, who are now thinking about leaving or not, and alone or with kids, or what to do?
Yeah, I would say even if you have the consideration, you should already have made the decision, because it's my clear understanding that nothing really comes from nothing. You know, like, why are you entertaining this thought? It's because this is your next move. And the sooner you do it, you know, the less pain it has. You're just dragging out the pain right now. So, you know, if you're entertaining the idea, what if, that's why you need to make that decision. If it didn't at all come to your mind, it was not in you know, an option. So be a great example for your kids to follow your heart, be the best version you can be, and do everything that's great for you that will always benefit your kids. No doubt about that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Marianne. So it's very important to follow your heart and make a decision and be a great role model. Amazing.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Ambitious Single Mom Stories of Strength and Success. It's been an absolute pleasure having Marianne Schütze share her incredible journey and insights with us today. I hope you found her story as inspiring and empowering as I did. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts or any questions you have for our guest. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. All the links and additional resources about Marianne Schütze and myself can be found in the show notes below. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue bringing you amazing content. Until next time, stay strong, stay inspired, and keep thriving. See you in the next episode.
Thank you for joining us on Ambitious Single Moms, Stories of Strength and Success. Let's embark on this journey together and rediscover the magic in our lives. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode.